Hey guys, another video for the How To in Japan playlist. There's a question that we get asked very regularly that we haven't been able to address because there's a number of variables, and it's the exchanging money, exchanging currency. So when you're coming to Japan and you want yen, where to do that? And we get asked that question possibly every day. We see that question asked. So lots of people want to know, and it's a difficult one to answer for a number of reasons. One reason is that people's understanding about currency exchange varies. Some people know nothing about it, some people know a lot about it. So just briefly, when you change your money from whatever money you use in your country to Japanese yen, it varies how much you get. So how much yen you will get for your money varies from day to day. So currency rates change every day from country to country. So maybe today you'll get 500 yen for your money, maybe tomorrow you get 490 yen for your money. It just depends on when you're doing it. So it goes up and down, and then from institution to institution it varies as well. So maybe that bank will give you that much and that bank will give you a little bit more. So that varies a lot. And then depending on where you're coming from, you'll have different opportunities as well. So somebody who's coming from England via Berlin via Singapore will have a whole heap of opportunities between there and here where they could change their money, and probably each different place would give them a different exchange rate and give them a different amount of money in return. And coming from another country, you'd have different opportunities. So it's a really difficult question to say where the best place is. The simplest answer is, where can I change my money? Well, you can change your money at most of the biggest Japan post offices. So the major Japan post offices in each city usually, and you can change it at money exchanges at the airport. So there's almost always a money exchange in each international airport, at least one, where you can change your money there. So that's the simplest answer, is yes, you can at the airport. So you can turn up with your euro or your American dollars or whatever you're coming with, and you can walk into the airport, walk up to the money exchange and say, I'd like to change this for yen, please, and they'll change it and give you yen. As far as where you can get the best rate, which is the other question we get from people who are a bit more familiar with this topic, again, it depends on where you're coming from and what opportunities you've got where you are, which is going to be the best deal. So the recommendation would be that research it, because usually before people come to Japan, usually they have a bit of an idea. So the best thing to do, if you're only coming for a week and you're only bringing $1,000, then shopping around too much to change your yen is probably not going to make a heck of a big difference. You might only get a few percentage points different, so it might only be talking about a few dollars different anyway. But if you're coming for a period of time, you're bringing a big lump of money, then maybe it might be worth shopping around a little bit. So the recommendation would be, just do some research from home. When you're at home, get on the internet and check your own banks. One easy way, if you go into a bank or a post office, if you want to know if they do money exchange, usually places that do money exchange have either a lit board, so it's like a scoreboard, like a sports scoreboard, and it'll have all the currencies on it. So it'll say, wherever you are, if you're in America, it'll say $1 equals, and it'll be 99 yen, and then there's two prices. There's the buy price and the sell price. So it's how much to buy yen, how much to sell yen. So it sounds complicated. It's not. It's pretty easy. You look at the board, you go, okay, $1 equals 99 yen, okay? And when you see those boards, you know that that place does money exchange. So it's the same as when you come to Japan, find yourself in Tokyo and walk into a bank. If you look up on the wall and there's one of those scoreboards telling you what the money exchange rate is, you know they exchange money, which is a useful thing to know. And the same for the big major post offices too, because the smaller post offices don't do it, the big ones in the cities do. So the easiest thing to do is, before you leave home, just do a bit of research. Ask your local bank what their exchange rate is, and on the same day, because again it varies from day to day, so on the same day ask as many different banks and post offices and money exchange companies. If you search money exchange company on Google, you'll get a whole heap of places like Money Exchange. No, what's it called? Travel Exchange. Travelex is the name of the company. But there's a lot of companies like that specialise in currency exchange. So just search it. Search exchange currency exchange company on Google, and get all the different prices and see who's the cheapest. And if you do that on any particular day, then at least you know, well look, usually that company's cheaper, which means that in 2 months' time when you're ready to go, you can go. Another little tip too is if you know 2 or 3 months ahead that you're going to Japan, another thing you can do is you can start tracking it. So you can just use it off the newspaper, in the newspaper or on the news at night. They'll give you the money exchange. They'll tell you what how much the dollar's trading against the yen, or the euros against the yen or whatever. And you can start tracking it. Just write it down over a period of a month or two, and as you get closer to coming, then you can say, well look, it's really strong today. I can get a lot of yen today. I'll change it today, and then you can run down the bank and change your money and get your cash. On that day when it's really trading a lot higher than it had been. Or likewise, if you see it start to drop, the yen's starting to get stronger and it's dropping in how many you can get. Oh, geez, I might change it now. Is a little bit of a tip as well. So, for those of you who are getting a bit lost in this, don't worry. Just turn up at the airport, walk up to the money exchange place, and give them your dollars or your euro, and they'll give you yen, and it's done. Okay. These other little tips are just for the people who are used to travelling and know about this sort of thing already a little bit, so that's about the best thing you can do. As far as bringing cash into the country, I think the limit might still be hyakuman, so it's about $10,000, I think. 10,000, or it might be 20,000. On the form, when you're coming into the country, there's a form that you fill out when you're visiting, and it says, do you have any guns, knives, explosives, bombs, or more than, I think it's $10,000 hyakuman in currency. And if you do, you have to say yes. And then when you go through customs, you've declared that how much you've got. And I think the most I brought through was $40,000 or $50,000 in cash. Actually, it was in yen, and in yen it's actually quite thick. So I had cargo pants, and both pockets were full of cash. And it's not a problem. The only reason that they want to know if they're looking at for money laundering or illegal activity. So someone coming in with $500,000 for a weekend is going to draw some attention, because it's going to look like they're doing some sort of criminal activity. But if you're coming here for a holiday for 3 months, and you bring 3 months, 12 weeks, you bring $20,000 with you for 3 months, they would not likely to care. In actual fact, having the cash with you can sometimes be useful, because it shows them that you've got the means to support yourself while you're here, which to Japanese customs is really important. To immigration, Japanese immigration department are very interested in that, how much cash you've got with you. And if you've clearly got enough cash to support yourself while you're here for your holiday, or for whatever period of time that you're here, then that can actually help you. It can actually make it easier for you. If the opposite is true, if you come in here with not enough money or means to support yourself, then that can actually cause problems. So, and again, as we've mentioned on previous videos, carrying cash around Japan is a useful thing to do, and it's an easy thing to do, and it's low risk, providing you don't lose it. It's a low risk thing to do, so it's not a bad option. So, the answer to the question, where is the best place to exchange money? We can do it at the airport if you want to. You can do it at major Japan Post offices if you want to, or you can research it before you come and exchange it in your own country before you come, and then bring it with you. It would be the easiest ways to go. So hopefully that's answered the question that comes up so regularly, so we can refer people to this video in the future. More videos coming soon.